Hey everybody, it's Sherry Truler here with Red Apple Auctions. Today we're going to be talking about selling a dog at your benefit auctions, but specifically the steps that you can take to protect the animal. I have talked about in the past in my e-zine, which I'll talk about later, the proper way to sell an animal, like the right animal to sell for your benefit auction, the right breed, what you should be looking for from a temperament perspective, all that. I'm not going to cover that today. I really want to just focus on you've decided to do this and what you should do to protect the animal. And before we get started, you should know that some groups don't agree with the sale. The Humane Society official position is you shouldn't be selling animals at auction. I don't want to debate that here. I've got a few groups every year who do sell a dog. I've never sold a cat or a hamster or anything like that at an auction, but dogs seem to be popular. And I don't want to get into that here, but I'm going to go under the assumption that you've decided this is something you want to do. So let's make sure that we take care of that animal. We want the animal to go into a forever home. We want it to go into a loving, caring home. What can you do as the auction committee to make sure that that happens? Well, first you can offer add-ons at a very basic level, right? You can offer obedience training, agility training, well puppy care for 6 to 12 months, food. You could offer a bed, accoutrements like the crates and so forth, toys. All of those would be great add-ons to a puppy if you're selling one in the event. Number 2, you want to keep the backup bidder's information handy. Check in with the winning bidder after a couple of weeks, after a couple of months, maybe after 6 months. Make sure that all is going well in their new relationship. If not, you might want to call the backup bidder and just keep them in the loop as to what's happening too, because they might still be interested in having that animal in their home. And then finally, you can work with a progressive shelter. You'll have to find the right shelter to do this, but in essence, what you're going to offer off auction is the opportunity to adopt an animal from the local shelter. The shelter can bring in 3 or 4 or 5 animals that night, and a sampling of what's available or what could be auctioned that evening. But what you're doing is your committee has purchased the adoption fee. You've already packaged it with a well puppy care, some of the examples of add-ons that I already gave, and you're allowing people to see the animals available for adoption right there that night. The shelter is being helped because you're solving a problem for them. They're getting rid of an animal, right, that would otherwise be put down. And it's solving a problem for you in that you have a selection of animals available that people can purchase. When you are working with the shelter and so forth, like I said, it'll have to be a progressive shelter, but keep in mind that a lot of shelters nowadays want to do home visits. And so this alleviates that pressure for you. You don't have to do a home visit. The shelter, if they have a responsibility, if they have as part of their adoption requirements that they do a home visit, that would be part of the restrictions that you would include in the auction item. Just like you would if it was a vacation home and you had, can't be used between Christmas and New Year's, that would be one of the restrictions that you would include in this particular item. Now, for other great ideas, head over to redappleauctions.com. You can get my free gift there, which is all about procurement and getting great items. You're going to love that if you're on the acquisitions team. I'm Sherry Truler with Red Apple Auctions. Thank you for watching, and as always, good luck to you in your charity auction.